Hey guys, how y'all doing? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I am here to give you my final recap and final thoughts on Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blood Orphans second season, or you could call it Taketsu Kido Senshi Gundam Taketsu no Orphans second season, or G Taketsu second season, episode 25 out of 25. I'm here to give you guys my final thoughts and final recap for Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron Blood Orphans second season. So, if anything else, let's just get this started. Okay, the first half of the entire episode, of course, is just the fight between Gjallarhorn and Tekadon. But apparently, at the beginning of the episode, it was pretty cool. The only two mobile suits stay behind is Gundam Gusen Rebake Fool and Gundam Barbatos Lupus Rex. They are the two mobile suits that stayed behind to buy enough time for everyone to reach the city of Christ, or Chris. And it became a really powerful battle. But eventually, we had to it that Rastel fired a dying slave's weapons to the battlefield, and that kind of got me really upset. But I guess it could be expected in a certain way. And the way how it damaged Barbatos and Gundam Gusen Rebake Fool, along with Gundam Barbatos Lupus Rex, they still kept going. And that is what I'm talking about. You fight to the bitter end. And of course, Mikazuki and Akihiro did that. And Kujan, he ends up trying to kill Akihiro, but Akihiro doesn't give up eventually, and kept going. And eventually, after he heard his name, he finally kills him with his scissors, And that became a perfect end for Akihiro as he died with blood loss and being stabbed and killed while the others tried to back up Kujan, but he finally got crushed to death. As for Julieta, who's apparently at full strength and up against Mikazuki August, who's going full devil mode, etc. He ends up killing as many mobile suits as he can and ends up trying to clash against Julieta, but eventually stopped to the point where he's lost unconscious as he gotten damaged too much and he lost too much blood and fell on her. So Julieta did the finishing blow by cutting off his head, and Mikazuki dies at that time. And therefore, Julieta announces that the devil has finally been defeated. The victory goes to Gjallarhorn alone, and therefore everyone managed to make it, those who were trying to escape, etc. It finally ended right there. So, it ends right there. Honestly, I almost had certain tears come out because the way how Akihiro and Mikazuki fought to the end to their death, especially when Akihiro finally killed Kujan, which all you guys been waiting for. He finally avenged the deaths of Naze Turbine, along with Almeria and many others, Despite despite finally died, he finally fulfilled what anyone else would have done. Eeyore Kujan's death. And I'm pretty sure everyone must be happy for Eeyore Kujan to die. As for Julieta, if Mikazuki fought Julieta at full mobile suit power and so forth and died by her hand, I would have been upset. But the way how the dying slave twist came out and damaged the mobile suit to a point where Mikazuki's really exhausted and gets dealt a finishing blow for Julieta, I guess I could accept that. I'm still very salty to see how Rastel went that far and so forth to say that they're no longer human, but there's a different confirmation in the end, And therefore, the second half is about how everything started to change in the later years, And thanks to Makanai, he ends up helping Kudelia further, and things became more of a better world for Mars, and for Earth as well. We have to it that at the beginning, of course, that Gjallarhorn has been reformed by Rastel's image and what McGillis Farid wanted from the very beginning. So it looks like to me Rastel, even though he was a corrupted antagonist, he actually made a lot of changes to make the world a better place for Mars and Earth. So after the death of Ishu Karta, Eor Kujan, and the death of a Farid family, that's McGillis Farid, or you could call it like the how am I supposed to say it? The symbol of a Farid family. They decided to disband the Seven Council system and make it more of a democratic organization, which is very good, And despite everything what's been happened here lately, as I see it, we have to it that of course things have gotten better, and of course Rastal still does have a little small talk with Kudelia, and they end up being somewhat of acquaintances because they help each other out. Not to mention getting rid of child slavery abolishment, getting rid of that throughout space, which is a good thing. I actually enjoyed that. But not only that, Tewas actually helped out Kudelia very much, along with the help of Oyaji, what should I say, what's his name, McMurdo-san. With the help of him and Tewas, they actually made Mars a better place, and they're flourishing, and Mars is flourishing as an economics, And there was a scene between Julieta and Galio. Although they finally understand that Tekadon were actually more human than anyone else, because they were the only thing that they lived for was the field of battle to keep on living, And I'm really glad they realized this, because they thought Tekadon was a bunch of child monsters that wanted to be savage and kill people. But that is not the case. They kept fighting to the point where they have to live, And that is something I'm really glad Julieta and Galio realized that, And in the end, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they feared them, because they literally kept fighting to the bitter end. And of course, that is shown throughout first season, along with second season, and to this last episode. And that is what happened here and there, And that is why they give respect. And along with Makanai, who gave his last breath, and Takagi being a member, prime minister worker, etc., Eugene and Chad are still working with Kudelia. Of course, they're still looking for Raido to this very end, but apparently they couldn't find him anywhere. There is one thing for sure. When it came to what's that guy? The one who killed Orga? Raid actually found him and killed him, to avenge Orga. So it looks like to me he's been doing research as much as he can who's been behind the scenes of killing Orga Itsuka. And when he asked the guy, did you know Orga Itsuka, when he went to the restroom when he was taking a number 2, oh my gosh, he ends up shooting him and slaughtering him, So understandable, and I actually like it that way, because eventually karma is a total D-bag, and that is the truth. It's going to come and bite you back in the butt later should you really do something ugly and worse, And that is the true fact. And therefore, we have to it that Kudelia decides to go home as she knows there's a man waiting for him, And I thought it was Mikazuki August, but he's actually confirmed dead. So, I don't even know why I thought that at first. But we get to see Mikazuki's child and Atra's child. And Cookie and Cracker will come back, etc., and so forth. And it ends up with seeing the photos of Orga Itsuka and many others, to see to it that they are here. And they fought to the bitter end. So, yeah. The way how it ended, I guess you could say that I'm really, really satisfied, Maybe all the antagonists didn't die as I expected, but Eor Kujan died, which I'm pretty sure all the fans, especially the audience, are really happy about. Especially me as well, Etc. So, yeah. I guess second season, many people could debate whether this became a total train wreck, etc. And I won't disagree with them, I mean, think about it. I mean, from the very beginning, of course, it's just about Tekadon trying to make a better move. But eventually, everything that was supposed to go up north went down south. In other words, everything tried to look so good when they took the plan, but it went all turned to trash and garbage eventually, downtown to the incinerator chute. So, I can understand why people are really upset, Especially me, I am upset with a couple things. Like, for example, when it came to the mobile armor of Hashmel, it's only mentioned for a little bit in that small arc, and that's about it, Etc. And when it came to like trying to fulfill the King of Mars, which never happened, I guess that's another issue too. But I guess there's always a certain backup plan here and there, etc., and so forth. So, despite having certain issues here and there, when it comes to the Elea Vignata, or Alaya Vishki, whatever you want to call, how you want to pronounce it or say it, either in English or Japanese, there were a couple issues here and there. Although, I guess the way how it became and how it ended right now, it's a little satisfying to this manner. Rastel Elion, I expected him to die, but I guess, he couldn't die anyway, because he's the major antagonist in a certain way. And I'm really surprised to see a lot of major antagonists survived in this in this series, especially Galio, Rastel, and Giulietta. But eventually, I guess it's the way how they reformed the entire Galahorn organization, especially with Rastel, making plans with Kudelia and changing the world for the better, especially for Mars and Earth. I guess you can say that Rastel never had any intention of ruling the world, possibly. But instead, he just wants to keep his position and possibly make it better after realizing what Mick Gillis-Farid was trying to do. And Almeria, what happened to her? I don't know what happened to her after the battle, but I'm pretty upset that there's no information about her after that. But guess I don't care much about her anyways. When it came to the other Tekadon members, a lot of them are still working with Kudelia, such as Eugene and Takaki working with the present prime minister, etc. It's pretty cool. But Ride, apparently he is still going missing, and of course he decides to maybe fulfill Orga's duty and try to find the one who killed them, and he eventually found that son of a bee who was behind the scenes killing Orga Itsuka, And I'm really glad he did that, because I'm pretty sure he must feel very guilty for letting Orga die, etc., So I'm really glad that guy died and so forth. So, I'm pretty sure, I'm still rambling on, but please hear me out a little bit longer. When I think of Iron Blood Orphans, the entire series as a whole, from the first season, I guess it was pretty cool, though I can only put it in simple words, where Tekadon start to make their rise from the very beginning after being treated so badly, and started a coup to make a place better for everyone. And that's what... took on the job with Kudelia and escorted her to Earth, but had to deal with sorry about the video, I don't know what's going on there. Galahorn does make their interferences and being an antagonist, but eventually, the second season, Tekadon tries to go further and try to make a better dream, but turns to hell, and things did not go out the way how it's supposed to be for them. But I guess Galahorn became the major antagonist again, but ends up winning to this point. But later reforms, which is okay, and I think I'm pretty satisfied with that. So overall, first season was pretty cool, I won't deny that. But second season, I think I had a lot of issues, and it became a little small of a train wreck, as many people can say. And it is debatable. But I think overall, I think this series, in my eyes, earned about maybe 6.5 to a 7 as an overall series, A friend told me that it's good as a mecha series, but as a Gundam series, that's a different thing. And I think I can understand where he's coming from this point. And, second season, it has been fun, but it had a lot of issues to the very end, And it's just very hard to say right now due to the fact I'm having certain video problems, and because I think I saw a little pause or glitch around my around the 12-minute for my video, That's another thing I could say. But really though, what are you guys' thoughts, I give the entire series of Iron Blooded Orphans first season and second season a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10. Although many would say it's just victimizing a lot of children, I won't deny that either. I still think it was pretty fun to this end, and to see a lot of characters die, and especially the main character Mikazuki August and Orga to die. That, out of all the Gundam series I've watched, I never see a certain Gundam series actually do that, But since they are kids and so forth, and they had nowhere else they had nothing but battle, I guess that's another thing too. But it is debatable though. Though I think I still had my fun to this end, and it was pretty fun. I think it was pretty fun ride. Second season was what had a lot of had major downs. But I think it fulfilled its like satisfying conclusion for everybody as an audience. Even though many people will hate Rastel and doesn't like him and doesn't like it when he actually still lived and became the boss of everything. He actually still reformed Earth and Gjallarhorn and Mars for the better that McGillis envisioned. So I guess that's another thing. So overall, I guess I am okay with it. At the same time, you could say I may be okay, but I guess I'm pretty satisfied to this point. So until then, it's been a fun ride, first season and second season as an audience guy. But when it comes to like looking at it in a different angle, I guess it was meh in a certain way. But yeah. So until then, I hope you guys, those of you who watch Iron Blood and Orphans to the very end, I hope you guys enjoyed the series as much as I did as an audience, And until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So hope you guys had fun and enjoyed watching this long video. I'm very sorry for letting it be very long and rambling on and so forth. But just want to give out my final recap and my final thoughts to you guys of what I thought of the entire series of Iron Blood Orphans exactly. So until then, I'll see you guys later, alright? I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day. And I'll see you guys in my next video until next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-oo! Sayonara, Tekadon. You'll always be remembered in my heart.